Spencer Leniu confronts NRL legend Johnathan Thurston at the game up at Suncorp Stadium on the weekend. Now, this has caused uproar all across the NRL community for whatever reason. Well, we know the reason why it happened, but, geez, it was very compelling watching this. And then the reaction was even bigger from everyone, everywhere. Yeah. Talk us through what's happened here.
Well, it was a crazy night, wasn't it? Typical rugby league. I can tell you there was that much interest in the story that there's no story on our Telegraph website that's gone cuckoo and as many hits as this one.
Yeah.
And look, yeah, it was nasty. Spencer didn't really,
nasty?
Little bit. You don't want to see that.
Nasty's the wrong word.
Nasty. I wouldn't say it's nasty.
You don't want to see. You don't want to see it.
Buzz, I'm going to sit on the fence. I think they're both in the right.
Have you ever called a media plate to his face F-bomb?
The language is a bit nasty.
Have you ever called it?
Yeah.
No, but I'll tell you something. When I had that feud with Robbie, I was on the field and I had to ask him on Triple M, and words were worse than that. Way worse.
Yeah.
And I didn't go to the coach and ask for an explanation. I didn't do that. So I think Johnathan Thurston is paid for his opinion. He has a right to have it, and Spencer Leniu, being the man that he is, and he wants to be the villain, has a right to go up, and it should have just stayed there. And there wasn't push and shove.
Yeah.
He goes, mate, I don't like what you said, and I had their say,
look,
and that's it.
I don't like seeing a legend of the game in that sort of position.
Take that out.
But hold on,
he's a media personality.
Mate, I've copped that sort of language more times than anyone.
Have you?
When we leave here.
I'm shocked.
Yeah, right, and physical as well.
Physical?
What I loved about Spencer...
Someone give you a bit of a jab or a right hook?
Warren Ryan, 86.
I wish I saw that. That would have been the best.
He was an old Empire Games... Why did I...
He would have cleaned you up.
I know, he was an Empire Games shot putter.
Wow.
There he was, prodding me in the chest.
Did you throw one back or you just...
Can we get buzz on for the big hitters? Can we get buzz on for the big hitters about your feuds?
Can I go on? I've lost my train of thought. But what I loved about Spencer Leniu the other night is that he showed aggression that the Roosters signed him for, not just with Thurston. He was obviously pumped up like never before for this game. They got pumped by the Broncos in round one.
Yep.
And what I really liked was that moment when Katoni Staggs whacked Sandon Smith. Here it is there.
Yeah.
Bang. Look at him come in there.
Bang.
That is Jared Hargreaves style, look after your halfback.
Do you know when Reid Marnie did it 2 weeks ago, you thought it was disgraceful?
No. Look where he hits him, Gordy, in the ribs. You watch. There's an elbow
in the ribs.
What's this?
Oh, here, sorry.
There you are. Or in the arm. It's a big difference, mate, to attacking an unprotected player in the head on the ground.
Good point.
I love that, the front rower looking up after his half.
I love the way he plays. And I don't have a problem with what he did to Thurston. Thurston probably had a problem about it, but they both need to grow up a little bit.
Quickly, Rudy, what
I
do
don't
you
have
think?
a massive issue with it. I think the NRL thought it could have been handled a little better, and then maybe it should have been dealt with away from the cameras and off the field. And I'm sure they'll have a chat to Spencer. Andrew in the past has spoken to Katoni and some other players. I'm sure that'll happen.
I just wish they'd turned the mic up.
But we do believe there won't be a complaint from JT or any of the sides. So
you know what? I do hope they get together, they find a quiet spot and have it out. No, I do.
What?
Lunch and
grappa or something like that?
Do you like, you know?
Toddies?
He reported it was a grappa.
Toddies?
He gets the leaks about that place.
You love a feud.
All right.
I'd love to tell the stories of some of your blow-ups.
Okay, it was